first of all thank the government for the initiative they have taken so far in Laikipia. Much as we still have some attacks here and there, we want to say that for the last 3 years, Laikipia has been peaceful. And I always remind these good people that our cash crop number one, and especially those people in Rift Valley, is peace. And we in Laikipia value peace. Because almost half of Laikipia, if there is no peace, even our businesses will not thrive. And it affects all spheres of life. I also remind them that for many years of insecurity, we have had several presidents. And the last two to serve, one was MYKE, the other one was Uhuru Kenyatta. And both of them came from a certain community. Today, we have a president called William Samoei Ruto, whose the population of the community are so few in this county, and he has given us peace. Why do I say this? Because this is important, because you are the people who interact with the locals in all these activities. Nyinyi mko kwa mikutano kwa kijiji. I believe every day we have more than 100 meetings going on, conducted by chiefs. And when you conduct those meetings, it's good to tell our people that we are so cosmopolitan in Laikipia that every community in Kenya lives here. The white community lives here. And therefore, we value the first thing, our security, our cohesion, living together, and that should be our first duty. Wakati Kenya inaongea maneno ingine yote, sisi wa Laikipia tunatakiwa kuwa kielelezo of a united nation. When the president speaks about unity of our country, fighting tribalism, politics of hate, threats, intimidation, we should be the first county in the Republic of Kenya to condemn that, not through public address, but kuko mashinani kuelezea watu yetu. Tuwe kielelezo ya watu ya Kenya mzima. Security starts with you and me. And when we start understanding each other and where we are coming from, then it sets a good example to the rest of the country. I want to emphasize kuwa sisi maneno yetu ya siasa, ya maneno ya serikali na nini, end of the day, our security matters. Yesterday, I had a discussion with my senior in politics, former speaker, who is these days speechless, Mr. Kaparo. And we were discussing on how the people of Laikipia North started coexisting together, the peace initiatives that he made, and it was a very wonderful story. And true to it, in a year's time after electing Sarah Korere, and the efforts that we are taking in Laikipia North, the guns were down. Even without any interference of police officers, guns were down. That's an example that we require for this country. And Bwana Waziri, when you want people who can negotiate for peace in this country, tuite, we have experts. Huyu mzee Kaparo is an expert in that field. Hiyo maneno ya kuongea, kuingia kwa vijiji, kuongea na watu, na sisi tumeanza kukomesha hii maneno hata kabla. We had KDF deployed in Laikipia North. Guns still reigned. But because we took initiative na kutokushoshea, because we, now watu watakuelezea Bwana Waziri, sisi kila wakati tukienda tunahubiri usalama. Because hatuna njia ingine, lazima tuishi kwa hiyo njia. Our officers are hardworking. But whenever I meet them, they are a bit demoralized. Hiyo maneno wanakuambia pikipiki, hawakuambii ukweli, hiyo pikipiki yao ile barabara zinapitia. Wako kwa garage each and every day hawa. Shock absorbers, miguu tire burst. Ukiangalia pikipiki ya chief ya Laikipia, ile alipewa 2 years ago. Na uangalie pikipiki ya mtu ya Nyeri, ile alipewa 2 years ago. You think that they have been using their motorbikes for 10 years. Yao imeisha, kila kitu imeisha. And therefore, the only way you can cushion them is through ensuring that we don't remove hardship allowances to these people. Not only them, even to our other civil servants. Kutoka walimu, kutoka nini, hardship is so important for them. That is the only straw they are holding on. Tukiondoa hiyo, hawa watu wameisha. Kwa hivyo, hata kama utawaangalia, let us make sure those hardship areas, when you are giving them those motorbikes, still you can even look at the strength of the motorbike that you are giving those areas. Not only Laikipia, hii maneno northeastern and other areas, so that at least their lives can be comfortable. Kwa hivyo nimesema ya pikipiki na mabarabara pamoja. We have been working very hard as leaders, and they will tell you, they have given testimony here, we have been building police posts, police stations, trying to rehabilitate their houses. I'm surprised, huyu OCS wa Matanya hajaniambia akona shida. Hao wengine wote wameniambia, hata hapa police line nini yeye hajaniambia, although I understand there are only 3. It's a OCS and 2 officers. So mimi nafikiria hata hakuna OCS, nafikiria ni ofisa watatu, but that's not qualified for me not doing anything about it. All what we request of you is gazettement. Those already existing and those that we are constructing. It is a bit despairing for people to see their houses there, built, but they are empty. Nobody is living there. And the rate of insecurity. Kwa mfano, we have a place called Ngando. Ngando, we build houses there, lakini hatuna officers. Hapa Ngando. And ng'ombe zinashijwa kila siku hapo. Kuna wezi wameweka wakushija ng'ombe ya grade. Wakiuza every week, ng'ombe moja, ng'ombe mbili. Na it becomes a bit difficult for us to operate from there. So for us, we are requesting, I don't want to mention how many we are building. Our officers will tell you so. Police lines, stations that are ready for opening. And therefore, tutaendelea kufanya hiyo kazi to make sure that they are motivated. As we do so, I believe promotions should be coming soon. Because these officers, if you make sure that they are mobile, their hardship allowance is not touched, give them their promotion, they will be able now to wake up. Because they are our vessel. They are the people to dissemination of our government agenda, it is through them. So when we call them, wasije kama wamekauka sana. At least they should be able to move wakiendelea na kazi yao. All what I ask of them is also to do some investigation here and there. Because again, they are supposed to be our agents as government, and you should not be ashamed of that. Umeajiriwa na serikali kuendesha maneno ya serikali. You are in charge of government policy. You should tell people what is happening. Sometimes I wonder when I see a chief in a meeting na amemaliza bila kusema maneno ya cha. Na watu wako tu kwa mkutano, unaona chief amekaa tu and he's not mentioning even of what the government is doing. You should be our agent. Ukienda kwa mkutano, waambia watu ile tumefanya na ile hatujafanya, kubali hatujafanya. We have a caucus of MPs now. We are having interactive meetings with our people. And we have been doing so. That is what I'm doing tomorrow at Sosian. That is what we shall be doing in Ewemererie. We were in Lorien doing so. We are asking our people, and we are not ashamed, what is this that people are complaining of that the government has not done? Because those questions should be there. And because people respect you, if you are feared, you are not supposed to be a chief. We only want chiefs who are respected. First, you are chief in that area. Number 2, you are an elder in that area, a father, an uncle, a cousin, and some of them are pastors where they go to church or church elders. Why don't we have that conversation with our people? Tuwaulize vizuri, okay, hii area yetu tunalalamika. Can I know, because I have access to Mheshimiwa, I have access to MCA, what is really ailing us? You know, surprisingly, Waziri, we are being fought as a government, But when you stand and ask people, what is your complaint? What is this thing that government has really offended you? They will give you 2 things, but they will give you 4 things that the government has done. Maneno ine, mawili serikali haijafanya, maneno ine ambaye serikali imefanya. In most cases, they will give you 10. Like where I am, hapa Nanyuki town. Ukiwauliza ni serikali ni kitu gani ilisema itafanya haijafanya. Sasa they have changed goalposts. Watakwambia haijamaliza. Ni ile ya Uhuru ama ni ya serikali? Ya serikali hii. Why don't we then let our people learn how to appreciate ile kitu kidogo wamepata? Not always whining, complaining. And you are in charge and you can see a chief there. I'm not saying these chiefs. Lakini ni yao hawa tu. Watu wanalalamika na chief wako tu kwa mkutano amenyamaza. Please let us have the courage for the first time. Your duty is to start with what the government has not done and also receiving information of what need to be done. You cannot be like opposition. You know when you see an opposition leader coming in Nanyuki, they will come here, the agenda is only one. They get to this town, wanakwambia ni 1 term. Ile ingine Kasongo aende. Ile ingine mheshimiwa aende. Sasa hata mimi unaniita 1 term na mimi niko 4th term. Unaona hata hiyo tu peke yake hamwezi rekebisha. Mwambie huyo mheshimiwa wetu ni 5 term. So why don't we also be leaders whereby we start our meetings, proper interaction. I'm your chief, I'm your first representative. Tafadhali niambieni ni nini mnataka tuelezee serikali iendelee kutufanyia. Kwanza waelezee. Wakiwaelezea muwakumbushe, lakini tafadhali kumbukeni ile police post inajengwa pale haikuweko 3 years ago. Hii barabara tunajengewa haikuweko 3 years ago. Hii shule tunasomea madarasa 3 haikuweko 3 years ago. Hii maji inatiririka pale haikuweko 3 years ago. So that these people can also get engagement. And lastly, because you are aware and they should go back to training, I agree with them. So because you are aware of what is expected of government, tell them what is expected of government. Number 4, sijui kama niko number 4 or number 5, let them also know what is expected of the county government. Because again, waziri, unakuta serikali imesogeshwa na watu wamesahau there is a government called county government. Why don't you be able also to disseminate this information? Waambie watu, this is the work of county government, this is the work of national government. Wacha kila mtu abebe mzigo yake. Let the president of this country carry his burden, but equally the governors have their own government funded by national government, and you should also be able to question wananchi whether they know the difference between the 2 sets of government. Me, I oversight the national government. Your senator oversights the county government. Government ya county inajua kazi yake na national inajua kazi yake. So that this hit, wacha kila mtu abebe yake kidogo ili tuelewane vizuri. Maneno ya wale wanakuja kuongea na watu. Tafadhali, mimi mheshimiwa Kiunjuri, I should be able to call for my own meetings. We should be able to connect when I've invited you for a meeting. But equally, there are other people ambayo wanataka kufanya mikutano yao who should be free to do their meetings. Me, I advocate for democracy. It's free will. Let them call for their meetings the right way. Equally, you should be able to tell which message they are giving, whether you are supposed to be a facilitator of that kind of a meeting. Because there are some of you unknowingly, because I want to believe that it's not knowingly, that you are inviting people, mtu anakuambia niko na miti nataka kuja kupeana mishwe. I have seedlings that I want to distribute to the community. Chief, tafadhali niitie watu yako nije ni distribute seedlings. But the seedlings that are being distributed, waziri, ni seedling ya 1 term, ni seedling ya Kasongo must go, ni seedling ya Kiunjuri must go, na seedling ya mwingine must go. Tafadhali, don't be a facilitator of those meetings, but don't stop them from doing their meetings. Manake, wako na demokrasia ya kutafuta kura. Lakini it should not be that it is the chief calling a meeting to come and not to address but to undress government. Tunashikana vizuri chiefs. Si ndio hiyo? So be a bit careful. Sometimes you do it out of your heart. Mkisikia mtu anataka kusaidia community, mtu anataka kuja kusaidia shule, uliza huyu mtu anataka kuja kusaidia shule anakona na message gani? Kama you are not privy to the message, wachana naye aendelee na kazi yake. Lakini when you are there na huyu mtu amekuja kulima serikali and you are the area chief or assistant chief, hiyo at least let us be a bit careful on that. Ni one incident or two incidents, but lakini sasa tunakaribia maneno hii yote, let us know our responsibility, what we are supposed to do. I'm not asking you to campaign for government, I'm asking you to do your work. Hiyo peke yake, do your work. Kazi yako unajua ni gani? Hii ya siasa, tuashieni wanasiasa tutafanya, tutaendesha hiyo kazi yetu. Ya mwisho, waziri, to motivate these people, tafadhali hii gazettement manake imekuwa sana. Some chiefs went for interviews, they are just waiting for deployment. Wale ambaye tayari wamefanya interviews and they are ready for deployment, tafadhali wakipata hiyo barua zao itakuwa mzuri. For example, I have an area called Munyaka. Huyo chief anatembea kilometers and kilometers, and you know Laikipia County is 2/3 of Central Province. You can imagine these chiefs, in fact, not only looking at the population of those areas, the areas they are covering, the infrastructure ambayo iko, then at least affirmative action requires for Laikipia and other areas that are facing the same problems. Mimi sitaki kuingilia mkutano yako waziri, nimesema yangu na hawa chiefs ni marafiki zetu, tunakuanga na hawa kwa vijiji. Ukiniona wakati huna kofia, kuja uniongeleshe kama mzee ya kijiji, ili tupate kuendesha maneno yetu polepole. Si ndio hiyo? Asante sana na Mungu awabariki. God bless you.